here. Hello! Welcome to the Greyhawk channel. You are watching The Old Faith, the pilot episode for our new game of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is NPC Bree. I will be DMing you today, and we have some wonderfully amazing players. Our dear Fran could not make it for our pilot today, but we do have some awesome story ahead of us, and I would like to introduce us to our awesome players. If y'all want to go around and say your name and who you're playing, that would be fantastic.
Hi, I'm Casey, and today I will be playing Eunice Gnarlbritches, who is a halfling Barbagian.
Barbagian. That is so exciting. All right, who would like to go next? No pressure.
I'm Zelda, and I will be playing a lizard folk witch named Karuko, and she has a lovely familiar named Fribby. He's a toad. He's very good. I can't wait to pat his head.
And hi, I'm Mackenzie, or Mac, and I will be playing Maven Snowborn, a Tiefling Gloomstalker Ranger.
Ooh, it's going to be so awesome. It's full of witchiness, so if you like witchy and spooky, you've come to the right place. And you know, we are running today thankful to our wonderful sponsors. First and foremost, thank you to all of our Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. We would not be able to run as many games as we do, as often as we do, if it were not for you. So if you're not subscribed, you should go ahead and give a subscribe to the Greyhawk channel. It gives you access to our private Discord, which is heckin' awesome, so you should check that out. We also use Roll20 for our games. We have a beautiful game running on Roll20. We are supported by them, so if you don't use it for your games, you should start using it. And the beautiful maps that you will see on the game today come from Heroic Maps. They're our official battle map sponsor. They have a library of over 300 maps on DriveThruRPG. You'll be seeing a bunch of them today and in the weeks to come. So make sure you check them out. Also, if you like to smell good or you like your house to smell good, we do have coupon codes for Cantrip Candles for our Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters. We do also have our support from our powerful and wonderful Devin Rue at rueinc.com. We also do have a sponsor of Tabletop Loot, so if you go to tabletoploot.com and get some awesome dice to roll, you will get 15% off if you enter Greyhawk in the coupon box. That's capital G, capital H, Greyhawk. You will get 15% off. I think I remembered all of those, but normally someone else says those for me, so I'm not 100%. So we will see. But yeah, are we all ready to get into this? Any last words before it's too late to turn back?
Let's do this.
Woo!
Excellent, excellent. Let's see if I can get this swapped over. All right, let's begin. The season is spring. It is the year 583 CY in the Flanaess. The seasons are beginning to change. The last leaves of snowy winter.
Smelling good and dice rolling. Sounds like two of my favorite things.
That scared the shit out of me. I don't know if it's supposed to have audio for that. Oh well, I don't care. We'll figure it out. But the seasons are beginning to change. The end of winter has finally come. The beautiful buds of flowers are beginning to grow. You can almost taste the floral energy on your tongue as you traverse the wonderful Ardrey Forest. Within this beautiful wood, there are fey creatures, humans, humanoids, all sorts, especially the Great Circle of Druids. In the Flanaess, there are many religions, many gods, many worshippers, but none are as ancient as the powerful Old Faith. These are the people who follow the nature, who keep the seasons coming and going, keep the balance of the Flanaess throughout all of the seasons. There are many circles, but they all follow the same faith. Different gods, same faith. They are less seen in major cities, more commonly found deep within groves and small villages. Those who can't afford to see a church but will always have a forest clearing to celebrate. And we begin in the Great Circle in the Adri Forest, a wonderful temple known to our druid folk. Let's see if I can get this. And if these maps aren't showing up, let me know. I'm still a little testy on how all of this works. But let's get that right here.
Good so far?
So far, so good. Also, Chad, if you don't know this, I have never done maps or stream runnings, so please be patient with me. If all of you would like to put your characters right here, I would appreciate it. Everyone except for E. Eunice, you are not there.
How do we put character down?
So if you go over to where your character's name is, where you see Maven Snowborn, if you drag the name physically over to the map.
Oh,
you should
there
be able
it
to
is.
do it. There you are.
Wow.
All right. So we have two characters here who are members of the Old Faith. Maven. Maven, tell us why you have joined the Old Faith. How long have you been part of this circle of druids?
So I'm Maven. I've been a part of the faith for 10 years, I think. I don't really know, because, I don't remember what happened before the 10 years, so I've just found myself in the forest, and I'm here, and people were nice.
Pretty darn nice. And your character is young, correct? You are a very young tiefling.
23.
A baby. And
baby.
our big, sweet, soft baby. And another member of our wondrous circle of the Great Circle is Koriko, a lizard folk. Now, what brought your character into joining the circle?
Generally, Koroko, I think, being a lizard folk is quite. What's the word?
I thought you just hissed at me for a second. I was like, oh, okay, is that how we're going to talk in this campaign? I have an opinion.
Solidary by themselves, generally. But I think in this setting, having a few people around isn't a thing, and probably part of the faith for as long as she's been a witch, or they've been a witch, or he's been a witch, whatever.
All right,
Any
so
of them.
this one has been a witch for a long time, so they've been part of the circle. Well, as you would know, this is the temple area of the circle. This is where you would often go for things like rituals, for alchemy supplies, for events, for meetings, for everything. Deep within the woods, there are very large trees that have been carved out to make homes. High, swinging branches that seem to caress one another. These trees seem to be working in harmony to create a home for these druids. By title, not class. I have to emphasize that. Druids by title, not by class. There are wooden planks to make bridges about 60 feet in the air and higher, going up to about 300 feet in the air. There are many hovels, homes. There are places for hundreds of druids here, but towards the top where you are now is a meeting space. And you all, you both have come here as it is time for the moot. It is coming towards the season of Imbolc, the celebration of spring. So Imonara, your archdruid, has called you to meet with her in order to prepare for the ritual. And she'll be right over in here. But there is also a few other places. There's our alchemy supplies. There is our small meeting area. Your characters know each other in passing, but don't know each other unless you guys are secretly best friends, which you can always tell me. but you can move your tokens wherever you feel like your character would be at the moment.
So we are preparing for Imbolc, yes?
Okay, wait. Where's the archdruid who wants to meet with us specifically, or just everyone?
Just everyone. She wants to have meetings with everyone as the day goes on. She is in the center area. She is the white-haired woman. You would know that is the ritual space where most circles are made for ritualistic reasons. But where you are currently standing, there is a lone lizard folk man who is just sitting and staring out into the tree line.
Just gonna walk away.
Make
Do
him
not
away
pay
down now.
attention.
Walking fast. Walking faster.
Faces past her.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna try and go over here, but
You can
sorry.
drag, you can skip and drag when it comes to Roll20. It's whatever's easier for you. I will get to the general gist of things. But when you enter the large temple space, it is a common place for you. You come here quite often, whether it's for prayer, for rituals, for big event planning. There's normally a large circle of candles. They always seem to be lit, but never seem to go down past a halfway point, forever burning, but never melting. There are various statues and paintings on the wall of various gods, images of the seasons past, of fae frolicking through the forest. In the room, there are 3 members of the circle, which both of you know extremely well. There is the archdruid Imonara. She looks to be in her late 30s, but both of you know quite obviously this woman has been alive for almost 100 years. The aging process seems to have been lost on her due to her time studying the Druidic faith. Next to her is her second in command, Yumina. Yumina is a probably mid-50s woman. Age definitely has followed onto her face with very friendly smile lines. She's very quiet, not very interactive. She will smile politely, but doesn't often have much to say. And then there is Griffith, who is tending to the candles. Griffith looks up at you as you walk in and gives you what seems to be the dirtiest of looks. And he says, "Well, it seems you've finally made it here. It took you both long enough. We have met with almost everyone in the circle. I don't understand why you two must always take your time with things."
I'm out patrol. I'm doing things. I don't stay around the center. It's not what I'm good at.
Maven, Maven, you young, foolish child. And he starts to walk in this direction towards you, arms crossed. The fact that Imonara would let someone like you, so unlikely to keep track of anything, to keep rummaging through our things and joining our circle, is beyond me. But she will speak with you when you are ready for her. And he scoots around you and walks out in a huff. Imonara is reading into this book here. She seems to have not noticed you or the conversation that is going on.
I guess let's just creep over. Very, very shyly, just go over. Hi, Archdruid, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't realize how late I was.
Imonara continues to read her book, almost like she hasn't processed the words that you've said to her. But slowly she looks up to you with wise eyes, and smiles. "Darling, time is a fickle thing. Some days it lasts forever, and some days are gone in a minute. Do not worry with Griffith. He is always angry about something. I don't know why. Perhaps he is stressed. Perhaps it is the drums of war he hears behind his ears. But the war has not reached the Adri Forest, so I see no reason to worry yet.
Of course.
And as you would know, as she is talking about this, there have been rumors in the wood of a great war beginning across the continent. Rumors of Ayuz being freed from a god trap have come to light. Rumors of him taking over his country and getting ready to take over the rest of the Flyness. You've heard tales of giants attacking from the north, rumors of the Scarlet Brotherhood trying to take hold in various cities, Vecna cultists rising to power. Though, that is not what you see in the Adri Forest. You see much peace. You see much kindness.
So, I was just wondering what you wanted to do. Oh,
Did I just move the whole thing?
I just saw someone zip across the screen.
You know, Roll20 is going to be a fickle giant with me while I still learn it. That's okay. Things can fly. I think I just shot Imonara halfway across the continent. She's fine. She's a high-level character.
Bye.
She can survive being thrown out of a few windows. I'm sure of it. Don't worry about her.
Yeet.
Just yeeted her right across the continent. It's more than fine. Imonara then looks to you, then to the back corner of the room where Koroko stands, and she gently waves you on to come forward. Come, my child.
Yes, I will approach. I assume the altar that she has in the center there.
Yep. If you look at it, it is. There are lists of plants. There are various notes and candles. There is a ritualistic knife. A few small totems of a male and a female entity. But on top of there seems to be mixed in there a few notes of war and updates on various forests in the area.
You call Coco for the Sabbath, correct?
Yes, correct. It seems that though many of the circles across the Flyness are having trouble preparing for their season change, dealing with horrible things such as martial law battles, we are still blessed and able to continue our preparations. I would like the both of you to begin gathering supplies for the event. I need to make sure that our herbalism station is stocked up. We need to make sure we have our potions for the night ready. We also need to make sure that our armaments are secured in case anything is to happen. We don't know how many more springs we can celebrate, so we must make sure we make the most of them while we can. Because perhaps by this time this year, we will be spending the seasons fighting.
Collecting herbs is no problem whatsoever.
Thank you.
And I can check the armaments and make sure that the rest of the rangers are ready.
That would be wonderful, thank you. Koroko, if you could head to the alchemy lab, I'm sure Elwyn could use some assistance. And if you are able, Maven, if you could talk to Drovon down by the exit, the lizard folk, and just make sure that he is prepared and that the scouts are at the ready, that would be great.
Of course, ma'am.
I will do as I am told.
Bye.
I'm assuming that is the alchemy lab.
It is the alchemy lab. And as you walk in there, there is a small gnome woman, face first in flowers, butt in the air as she's pulling weeds out, flying around. And a tall human woman has her arms crossed, brows furrowed, as she looks at a note that she cannot seem to understand. As she sees you walk in, she goes, "Ah, Koroko, please help me with this. You seem to know much more about herbalism than I do. Would you mind checking over these potions here? We're working on healing potions to send to the front lines, and I seem to not be able to understand a lick of it. I don't know why I was the one asked to do it."
I will do as I can, of course. May I see the note?
She will hand you the note. It seems pretty rudimentary to you, a very simple healing potion. It just seems that a few ingredients need to still be added to make the potions correctly.
Do I see the ingredients in this lab?
You do all except for one ingredient. That is a small drop of blood. So I guess you do see it. You just have to. There just seems to be no free vials of blood.
Come, you see, this is very easy. Come to the table, please.
Okay. She will approach the table. She's kind of looking at you like, you looked at this for 5 seconds. How on earth do you already understand it? I've spent 2 hours on this. But she does go closer to the table to see what kind of mysteries you've solved for her.
I will go over to the pot that she's put probably half the ingredients in. That's what I'm assuming. Add the missing ones and then prick the end of her finger if she'll allow me, and put a few drops of blood into the vial or the whatever beaker she has set up.
Will let you. I would like you to roll a nature check for me, please.
Absolutely.
Gonna practice some of the rolls, make sure we've got everything down at first.
Oh, that is a 24.
That is an amazing roll. So with that, you are able to make approximately 6 healing potions. More than she expected, and she offers you 2 as thank you.
Thank you very much. I was not expecting gifts, but I will take them gladly.
We must always repay one another for our kindness in any way possible, and if we have extras, we might as well share. You never know in these dark times.
I'm gonna look at the note that she gave that had the ingredients on it, and I will make it easier for her to understand. I will take whatever scrawling instrument she has and rewrite it in a way that would be, I don't know if it's in another language or...
Okay. Nope, it is in plain old common. You could just tell that she needed a hand to be held for this. But while doing that, do you keep the initial ingredient note for yourself?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So you can add that to your inventory of things that you have. Now, where did Maven go?
Maven is heading towards, I think I'm heading towards the lizard folk staring out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right here, right?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna approach him. Does he notice me coming?
If he has not looked your way. He's got one leg dangling over the edge, his knee up, and his arms rested on his knee.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit next to him and just sort of, hi, hey, Drovan, hi, hello.
Hello, Maven.
Hi, so the Archdruid just wanted to send me to tell you that she wants to make sure that the scouts are ready and everything's ready in case we need to fight. She doesn't think there'll be a problem, but just in case.
At the nervous shrug, this lizard folk begins to smile, a large row of teeth showing. He lets out a chuckle that sounds almost like a hiss, and he shakes his head. Drovan often thinks, Maven, that you are too nervous to be a warrior.
So are the scouts ready?
Yes. Yes, Maven. Drovan has prepared the scouts for you.
Oh, it's not for me. It's for the Archdruid. I'm just doing my job.
Yes, Maven. You're just doing your job. Drovan has also done his job. There is something for Imonara that Drovan has prepared, if you would like to take a look at it. And he hands you a small scroll. Now, if there is anything else you need from Drovan, please let me know. If not, I am thinking about things.
You want me to deliver this to her?
I suppose that would make things easier for Drovan, yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna go.
Okay. Do you look at
Bye.
the scroll, or do you just head straight to Imonara?
Is it like tied up, or is it?
Nope,
Just-
it's just a loosely folded long sheet of paper.
I'll take a peek at it. Yeah.
When you take a peek at it, it looks like it is it is the plan for a new form of arrow. It seems that it moves faster, it moves quieter. There are small holes drilled within the shaft to make it travel through the air quicker, the use of feathers to make it just whip right through. It seems like everything you'd want and more in an arrow.
Well, I will be very happy about it, but I'll still fold it up and start walking back over to the Archdruid.
Okay. So when you re-enter the room, it seems that Imonara has begun to whisper something in a hushed tone to Yumina. It seems that there is a fretful look on her face, and when she sees you upon looking in, she begins to try and smile to regain a form of composure. Maven, my dear child, do you know anything about teleportation circles?
Do I?
Do you?
I don't know. No.
Well, Maven, we are going to give you a small lesson right now, as it seems that our teleportation circle has been opened. In the circle, we have an area for teleporting, which we use to travel from place to place. People who know the code to our circle are able to travel here if they can enter it correctly on another teleportation circle. It seems that ours is attempting to become opened right now as we speak. Would you like to head towards the teleportation room, weapon in hand? Because I believe that we might have a situation on our hands. I will follow you. Yumina, please go collect Koriko and Elwyn, because I believe we might have a situation on our hands. And she smooths her long white gown, her voice kind of heaving in a form of stress and frustration as she makes her way this way towards the circle.
Yes, ma'am. Boop. Boop.
While
I
you are...
am going to put a hand on the shoulder of the gnome, tearing up all of the flowers and herbs.
I sent
You
her
know-
flanking.
Do not need to pull up everything. Not everything is a weed.
Well, you say that, but I swear on my toes that every time I look away, there is just some sort of nasty rot growing on these flowers. How are we supposed to make anything with this?
Can I identify what the rot that she's referring to?
Of course. If you would like to roll.
Nature or survival? Medicine?
I'd say nature.
A 21.
Wow, you are very natural. So it seems like this young druid, you would assume she has just recently been initiated, not been part of the circle very long. It seems that there is a small form of ivy growing within the plants that seem to be climbing up the other plants. It does not seem to be damaging the flower. If from what you see, it just seems to be almost like a symbiotic thing, because it seems to grow to a certain point, die, and then it seems to fertilize the ground. It does not seem to be a harmful form of weed at all, rather beneficial.
This creeping plant, you do not need to pull it. It will die on its own and feed the cycle. Feeds the other flowers.
She looks at you quizzically. I swear, I'm never going to learn anything here. She gets up and she kind of rubs like dirt all the way down her dress. And dirt's on her nose, dirt's in her mouth. You can tell she has really climbed in here. And she just kind of, without thanking you, walks over to these books, muttering to herself, well, I swear, I'm going to identify this and I'm going to prove you. I know what I'm doing. I swear I figured this one out finally. I just know I'll figure this one out. I just know it. And she's just going on, just so desperate to prove a point. But as she continues her muttering, Yumina peeks her head in the door, very frightened, and goes, Miss Korko, it seems we have a problem.
Problem? Are you sure? Where?
Well, it seems that the teleportation circle is beginning to open. I don't understand why, but I think someone is coming here.
Is there any signs of if it's a bad thing, or is it just one of the other circles?
Well, the only concern is the fact that we haven't called anyone to come, so we are unsure whether or not it is good or bad yet, but we would like everyone who is here currently in the temple to come there just in case we have a fight on our hands.
That seems fair. And I'm gonna take a quick look, and is there actually any poisons, like just regular poisons, sitting in the alchemy area?
There seems to be a vial of poison in the far corner. It is labeled "Do Not Touch, Poisonous."
I am going to immediately go and grab it and touch it and take it with me.
Well, I'm sure that's not for you. I'm sure the "Do Not Touch" label is not for the likes of you. I'm sure you're far more capable than most are when it comes to that. As that is happening, Imunara has come in here. Griffith has begun to make his way. The druid members that were in this room have begun to make their way. And almost like he sees all... Oh, I'm going to send all of Greyhawk. It's fine. I'll figure out layers one day. Drovan becomes coming down this area as well.
On the way, I will do my Find Familiar.
Okay.
I have not done that yet.
While you spend your time finding your familiar, Maven, you follow Imunara into a very small room. The walls of this area are etched in runes. On the ground is a glowing teleportation circle that seems to be going brighter and then darker, and then brighter and then darker, like someone is in the process of writing out a circle. During this time, Imunara has pulled out a small ceremonial dagger and is watching it.
Maven's gonna pull and knock an arrow on her bow, and sort of be right here again, like kind of behind the in the doorway, so she's far enough to get a good shot.
Mm-hmm. And as you pull the arrow back in preparation to shoot, the light from this teleportation circle just explodes. The entire area is completely illuminated with light. It is glowing, it is pulsating. You can feel the arcane energy hitting you in the face as this circle is open. And what, pray tell, falls out of this teleportation circle?
That would be a 2 foot tall, 10-inch halfling woman, and she's probably standing there still in fight mode. And she's got these strange apparatuses on her hands. And what they look like is they look like someone took some knuckles, some steel knuckles, and adhered 2 knives to each knuckle. So you got like this Weapon X sort of thing going on. And she's standing there like this, going.
Sorry. So good. All right, so I'm going to add Eunice right here to the center for you. As this halfling steps out of the circle, it seems the lights begin to fade as quickly as they came. All that is left now is the imprint of the circle now on the floor. Imonara turns to you, Eunice, very confused. Excuse me, but how did you find... How were you able to enter our temple? Who are you?
I need you to take me to your leader.
You are speaking with Archdruid Imonara of the Great Circle in the Adri Forest.
Oh, thank the goddess. Imanara, something terrible has happened. I came directly from the Circle of the Dreadwoods.
The Dreadwood. The Dreadwood all the way in... okay, well, would you care to come in a area that is maybe more comfortable? An area with... perhaps sit down, have something to drink and eat? Are you...
I don't know if we have time. They were attacked. It was a bloodbath. I think I might be the only survivor.
Survivor of what? What?
There were spells, there were red cloaks, lots and lots of blood.
Imonara kind of... Her brain is searching. Are you part of the circle?
Yes and no. I'm a friend of the circle. It's not exactly my thing, but I respect it.
I'm a pleasant agnostic, don't worry. As you're saying all of this, Griffith begins to peer his head around Maven, kind of putting his hand on her bow and moving it out of the way. He looks to Eunice, then to Imonara as he pushes past into the room. What is the meaning of this? Who is this, Imonara? Who are we just letting into our temple? Is this safe? Is this safe in the time of war?
Look, if I was gonna attack you, you'd be dead right now. That's not like I'm not here. I'm talking to you. We're not fighting.
Well, it seems you have blades on your hands. It seems you are always prepared for a fight, wildling.
That is only smart. And I'll sheath the knives. And when she goes to do this, she's wearing a mantle that should go on your shoulders, but she's wearing it around her waist, kind of like how you would tie a jacket. And up underneath that are 4 dagger sheaths. So she just like shicks them right in there. And then she'll stand there looking unimpressed.
Maven will put the arrow back and then just sort of remain kind of in the doorway.
Well, the question is, what do you need from us? What does the Dreadwood need from the Adri Forest? Who sent you? Who sent you here? Who entered the teleportation? How did you get here?
One of the last remaining surviving, who I don't know is alive anymore. And it was this old druid lady. She was still technically alive when I had reached the scene.
Well, she is talking to you. She's going to kind of approach you. May I assess you for injuries before we continue?
Yeah.
So
What do you want me to do?
Imonara is going to approach you, and she's going to gently rest a hand kind of on the side of your head. And you feel a coursing energy go through you. It is comforting. It is warm. It is an energy of healing, and while she is doing that, Griffith begins to examine the circle.
Despite myself, even though I know that she's trying to heal me, there's like an impulsive little.
Like, and she just slowly, like, kind of like follows you. Like, as your head moves, her hand continues to follow until your head can move no farther, and she just like plants it right to the side of your face. And she's just like, shh, my child, please. We must make sure we can trust one another during these dark times. And during that time, Griffith looks up to you and goes, "It looks like you came from the tomb in the Dreadwood. Why would there be enemies? I don't." And he like stands up in a start and kind of rubs his stomach, kind of like puts his hand on his back and kind of stretches, looks at Imanora. "I don't believe her. I don't believe her one bit. I don't think we should be sending our soldiers out there to risk our lives."
It's a good thing you're not in charge.
He glowers at you.
I glower back. I am not at all moved by this guy.
Can I also take a look at the teleportation circle?
You can, if you would like to come in there and take a look.
Do I need to make a check?
If you would like to make an Arcana check.
Alright. Did I do it?
You did do it.
I did. Hey, I did it!
So this is a circle that seems that has been here for many years. You seem to have a lot of understanding on how it works. Quite basically, it seems that it's very simple to put a destination as long as you have the know-how. And if you look on the walls, you begin to piece it together. There are locations on maps written in runes on here on the walls, and it seems the locations match up with certain pictures and images. If you watch your eyes travel, you do see a general location that you can see where Griffith saw where she came from. It looks to be south of all of the Floness, farther than you have ever been in your entire life or in your entire dreams, into a just very dark forest. There are a few notes on it, and it just says, "Dangerous land."
I believe her.
Thank you.
Imonara smiles at you. "Maven, you are such a kind soul. I believe we should do everything we can to help all of our sisters and brothers, but we cannot spare many to help you. We can spare food, we can spare potions, perhaps, but we cannot spare an army. We have so many people traveling to other forests as we speak, handling everything. We are quite low. I don't know who we could send you."
Did I come to the wrong place? Can you like send me along, I guess? I gotta do something. I can't just not do anything. It's my home.
I understand. Perhaps I can call a council, and perhaps I can ask and see if anyone would be willing to join you.
You should know that I like that, but the longer that the Dreadwoods is without druids, the worse it's going to be when anyone gets there. We need to make sure that we get back. Somebody needs to get back before it becomes irrecoverable.
So, by what you're saying, as far as you know, all of the druids are gone.
As far as I know, yeah.
I see. Griffith looks at her, looks at you, and before you can finish goes, "Absolutely not. I think she is lying. Imonara, you can do what you want. You always seem to. But this is not a battle I'm willing to join." And he actually storms off, and he goes off into nowhere.
Crawled up his butt.
Imanara smiles. "He is a very powerful druid, but he does not seem to reach the level of power to rule anything, and it seems to bother him more and more as the days pass. It is a problem that we will have to deal with very soon, but we have not had the time nor energy to turn against our brothers." And in that case in point, we should not turn against you either.
Thanks.
Come with
So
me.
what?
Come
yeah.
with me. I can't send you back with nothing. Come with me, my child.
I go. With my little stubby legs, just doing a little right behind her.
She is going to walk in this past here, and she's going to walk into this room where these two are laying in wait. She is going to go over to this container right here, and she is going to be sifting through it. Let's see. Zelda, how long is the Find Familiar spell? You are muted, my dear.
I don't believe it's very long. It can't be longer than 10 minutes for, I will double check this.
Well, you have like a fancy Find Familiar, don't you, because you're a witch?
I do.
Well, we will say that you were successful in your Find Familiar spell. I won't hold you hostage to that spell any longer.
Okay, I am going to put Fribby on my head because it will allow me to have 3 hands. And I obviously see them rush from where the teleportation circle is right past me to the alchemy area.
Yes.
Correct?
You do. And can you describe Fribby for everyone so they know who Fribby is?
If I am right, Fribby looks like, I think they're called horny toads. They're really big, around, quite flat, and they have little horns just above like where their eyebrows are, or would be if they had eyebrows.
Everyone's soon-to-be favorite toad son, because I know he's already my favorite toad son.
He's the cutest.
He is very cute.
He's wonderful. And yeah, he's mostly green, but has like red and black splotches all over his back.
Very good poison frog.
Yes, a very good poison frog.
Okay, well then you are free to travel. Imonara is searching through here. In this alchemy room, there is a small gnome woman that you see, E and Maven. She is grumbling to herself, almost like she hasn't noticed you're in here, as she's flipping through books and scrolls, trying to find something frantically. The woman at the alchemy table turns to both of you, and then to Imonara, then back to just staring at Eunice in kind of a "What are you?" face.
She's gonna kind of return the stare. No communication otherwise.
Imonara then comes back and she pulls out 3 healing potions and a necklace. Many of the people in the temple right now do not perform in any type of combat. We have Drovan, but he must stay here as he runs the armies. He is in charge of all of the rangers here. In truth, the only ones here combat ready are young Maven and Koroko.
I am in the doorway. I stopped on a dime as soon as I saw them rush past and into the other room.
I'll look up at Maven and ask her, "You any good?"
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Perfect. I'll take him.
Well, I cannot force them to go. It is entirely up to them. Maven, and she turns and sees Koroko entering the doorway. Koroko, it seems that there is a situation in a druid circle south. The forest of the Dreadwood seems to be overrun by an unknown enemy. Our new friend here. What was your name again, darling?
You can call me E.
Our friend of the forest, E, has come here with desperate pleas to save her home. I cannot go, I cannot leave the forest behind, but she is asking for aid, and if you're willing to give it.
It's not for me. It's for the circle. Like we gotta do something.
Well, child, and then what's going to happen after we help her?
Well, it seems that the druids are lost there. So once you find them, I suppose they will be able to send you back here safely. I'm sure not all of the druids are gone. It should take... You should be back by springtime.
It is a good chance to see new herbs.
You will find many new plants there, I'm sure. The Dreadwood is full of things that you could never find here. And she goes and hands E a healing potion and a necklace.
Oh, hey, thanks.
And then she hands Koroko a healing potion as well, and then turns to Maven. Now, Maven, you are still quite young. I would understand if you did not want to take on this adventure.
No, I'll go. I think I can help. I can do good and I can help. And I'll go.
You're a very good soul, Maven. And she hands you a healing potion.
Yay!
Do not worry. I can keep the soft ones alive.
If there's anything you have
That
to
plural? Who was she? Who else was she talking to? Referring to? I
I think she means soft skin.
I still don't.
It's like, I don't have any
Even.
fleshy bits. I'm all callous. I'm 100%
Yeah.
callous. I am a callus.
I am the softest bean.
Imonara looks to both of you. Is there anything you two must gather from your rooms before you go? If you do, you should do that now. If not, I will meet you in the room of the circle. Are you sure we can't feed you, E, before you go?
You can absolutely feed me.
Okay.
What you got?
She looks to Elwyn. Go gather some food for them. This will be a very stressful journey.
I like meat.
She looks at you and goes, meat. Okay. And she kind of like tries to squeeze past y'all, and she goes running off to gather some sort of food for you.
Y'all are nice. This is very hospitable.
Imanara smiles as she walks out of the room. During that time, this gnome woman looks to Koroko after finding something in her book, glares at them, slams it shut, and goes, maybe it's helpful. Maybe. And goes back to the plants.
If you ever wish to learn things, just ask. And
Yeah.
I will walk out.
Yeah. All right. Now, is there anything that, this is Maven's home, this is Koroko's home. Is there anything you would like to gather from your homes before you leave? Is there any well wishes or parting words you would like to do before you go? I don't know if you have any family here or friends here, or anyone you would like to say goodbye to.
I don't think I have any family here.
If possible, I'd like to find Istra, the woman who found me first,
Okay.
and kind of just explain, I'm going. Thanks, and bye. Be kind of awkward about it, because wasn't planning on this, but
She looks at you and goes, leaving? Leaving on a scouting mission? Leaving on... Where are you leaving to?
So it's this place called the Dreadwood, and don't freak out.
The Dreadwood?
No,
Don't
it's
freak
fine.
out, the
It's fine.
Dreadwood! You are a child! You are not going to the Dreadwood! You will die there!
Yeah, It's fine. I just someone came and they need help and they can't really send anyone else, so I said I'd go. So I just wanted to say bye. We're leaving as soon as possible. I just wanted to grab a couple of things and
Stay right here. And she runs off, and she, like, before she leaves the room that you were in with her, she, like, looks at you to make sure you haven't left the room again. Takes a few steps out, peeks right back in and goes, "Stay." And she goes running off, and she's throwing things around, and she's, like, knocking over bookshelves. She's like, I swear to everything. I swear she's Oh, she always just follows into the most dangerous path. All of her friends growing up, everyone's so dangerous. I don't even know what to begin with this. Oh, I can't even. And she's just so, like, uncharacteristically frustrated right now. She's just absolutely just blasphemizing the gods as she goes barreling through. And she produces a very small parcel. And she puts it in your hands, and she kind of forces it into your hands. She goes, like, open this when you miss home. And you better come home.
I will. I promise. I'm gonna give her a big hug.
And she
And
hugs you. And she makes
Feels a little cold.
It is a cold hug. She shivers, but her responding warmth is enough to make you feel warm all the way back to the tower.
And before I go, I'll say thank you. And I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna leave.
As you're leaving, she raises her hand up, like as a goodbye, and goes, "No, thank you, Maven."
It's big mom energy.
Big mom energy. And while Maven is collecting those things, Elwyn has returned. She has returned with jerky. Also seems to be a very strange plant jerky, a fruit jerky, various jerkies. You do have to pick through them before.
I will try all the jerkies. I will try them in combinations that I think are also good, and I'll just sit there and work on it. Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
There's at least a 10-day worth of jerkies here for you all. There's not as much meat. I'm sorry. Many of us are vegetarians. Only a few of our other members are true meat eaters. The hunters.
Yeah, I asked for meat, thinking that it was going to be a long shot.
I mean, we have many gatherers. More of our hunters live lower in the tower, but it was a rush.
You do fine work.
And in the room where the circle is, both Yumina and Imonara are working on the circle. Getting that set up for you, so you can make your way there when you are ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready.
As we walk, doing a little look up at both of them. Look way up at Kuroko. Way up.
Over 6 feet tall.
Uh-huh.
Big boy.
I am to your kneecap, I want to say. And I will say thank you both for sticking your necks out with this. I don't know, like, this is the best resource that the circle could think to send me. So I was going to try to figure something out if nobody could help, but that you can help is going to be huge. And thank you.
I will squat down as low as I can go. Pat her on the head.
Oh!
It's like that meme on Twitter, that, like, how not to talk to short people.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
No, I dodged.
Roll the
That's
pat.
patronizing. That's patronizing.
It will be okay. We will save small child home.
I am not a child, okay? I am a woman. I am a fully grown woman. In fact, I am nearly in my middle ages at this point.
I will nod and smile with all of my very big teeth.
Oh, it's going to be a long journey.
It'll be a very good journey. The circle room, as you approach it, passing the ritual room, it seems that the statues in there are staring hard at all of you. Whether it's a benevolent judgment or a scornful look, it's hard to tell anymore. But this room is once again pulsing with energy. Imonara looks to E, says, "This is a direct path from where you came. I don't know what you'll find on the other side, but you do have now healing potions, so if that druid is still alive, please do your best to resuscitate."
Definitely.
Um,
And thank you for everything.
You are more than welcome. All of you be safe, and we will see you soon. And you can step right in that circle if you would like. And once you do, let's slide over here. And if you want to pop your
Oh,
tokens
boy.
in that big glowing area, that will be where the teleportation circle takes you. So now this is a location that is burned in the back of Eunice's mind. It is a very dark and foggy area. It is very rarely entered. It is a small alcove in the Dreadwood, mostly known for honoring the dead of fallen druids. This is a home for the dead. It is often guarded by two druids, normally some caretakers below in the tombs. Eunice, you do see this body right here is the woman who created the circle for you. And then the other corpse is one you know quite well.
I'll run over to her and immediately try to check her pulse, see if she's alive. And
when you reach to check her pulse, your hand is immediately covered in blood. It seems that she had received various chest wounds, and when they finally succumbed, she succumbed to them, the blood began to seep up her neck and face. You almost can't even recognize her now if it wasn't for the distinguishable markings of her armor. This is just an extremely bloodied corpse. It seems the wounds have really taken her. There are splatters of blood, the two bodies here. The air is colder than it is in the Ardrey Forest. Korko and Maven will know that. It smells almost dank, like you've walked into a dark dungeon of sorts. You don't hear the songs of birds. You don't hear the chittering of squirrels and other animals. There's no song of the Fae. It is a very dark, very quiet, very, very sad kind of location. And this is, you're quite sure, the battle that she was talking about.
I'm going to run my hand over the woman's face and close her eyes and kind of put her in a more restful position, less horrific. And then I'll look over my shoulder and say, usually this area is not this, bloody and creepy and nasty. I believe I've been told that it's been the resting place for one of the former archdruids. And when I arrived just in time to see the last person die, I believe I saw some red cloaks go in.
Do you want us to bury her? Them?
I mean, I don't think it matters. Because, if it's sustenance for the animals, and if you bury her, then it's sustenance for the worms. Either way, it goes back into the system.
Area will take time. Time we do not have.
Okay.
Can you two see in the dark? Great,
Yes.
I can't.
So,
Wait.
oh, do halflings don't have dark vision?
I don't think so. They've got luck.
Halflings
They've got
don't.
some resistances.
You know,
No,
maybe
but halflings don't.
all that luck you can't see in the dark. Probably. But as you stand over the circle, the last lights of the circle begin to fade, and it is quite dark. Eunice does know this area well enough. It isn't too dark that you can't see without your dark vision, but those with heightened sense of vision see a very large set of skulls inset carved from the ground itself, and a stairwell leading down with a roof. It seems to be a tomb of sorts.
I totally misclicked. I wanted the description, but I do want to cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right, so Koriko casted Pass Without a Trace. A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you. So, for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet has a +10 to stealth checks and can't be tracked except by magical means. So, are we going to be rolling stealth checks today?
It does last an hour, so it is there if we need it within that hour.
Okay.
All right, so are we ready to poke our heads in here? Is it okay to poke our heads in here? Like,
That's up to you. I've never been here.
well, I mean, I'm not a. You guys came from a circle. These guys were a circle. I don't know what the standard operating procedure is on the hollowed ground thing. If it's okay with you, though, I'm gonna.
What Maven and Koriko know about the graves in the Adri Forest are many members of the circle are often buried under trees to help nourish the ground. The only bodies that really get major tombs are the archdruids, as it is said that they never truly die and the power of their energy begins to flow through their circle. So, though your tombs look nowhere near as gruesome as this, it is not uncommon to go and pay respects to the bodies that are there.
Well, I think it should be fine. No one said no.
I like it. Good rule for life there. All right, let's head in slowly and sneakily.
Are we sneaking? Are we rolling stealth checks or no? Or I need to be prepared for that.
I would suggest it. I would be like,
Okay, let's roll some stealth.
Let us see.
Where's my stealth? There is my stealth.
So Koriko has a 10, so that'd be a 20. Eunice has an 18, which is now a 28. And Maven is rocking a 33. Maven is silent. But as you do approach the stairwell, it seems to be coated in a very thick layer of blood. Something was either dragged up the stairs or down the stairs. There is so much blood at this point, you can't tell either way. And do we make our descent below?
Is there any way I can see what type of blood it is? Is it just blood?
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
Or actually, roll me a survival check, sorry.
Okay.
A 12. The blood is beginning to dry. There is so much of it, it seems to have taken a longer time to dry than normal. It looks very humanoid. You would not think this was perhaps a lizard folk. In your mind, you probably narrow it down to maybe human or elf? Maybe? Maybe. But you're keening on human blood.
Okay.
All right. And down we go? right, and down we go. If you want to open up your tokens here at the bottom of the stairwell. Okay. And as you make your way down the stairs, the already dark air feels even colder, even darker. It's almost hard to breathe in here from the must. The stench of death is almost overwhelming at this point. It doesn't take any special eyes to see the lumps of bodies on the floor. From the center of the room, a glowing casket lays, perhaps the corpse of a woman. A tree is growing in through the side. It seems long past dead, but fruits grow from it still. The ground is cobblestone. It seems like it was once well taken care of, but is now littered with blood.
Unless anybody stops me, I'm just gonna keep walking forward.
Okay.
Do I recognize?
This way, like pretty close behind her.
Okay.
I will be there in a minute, but I have to take a moment to just sort of like, this is fine. This is fine.
So this is a lot
It's fine.
more bodies than Maven has ever. Maven is used to seeing things like dead deer, dead squirrels, dead fish. But those are all used in a purpose of creating life and feeding her family and her members of this. This is cold blood, ruthless. You can see like scorch marks of arcane energy, stab wounds. There's a woman with a face burned nearly halfway off. This is definitely not a kill for anything more than sport.
Okay. This is fine. I'm gonna trail behind them, but I'm gonna just kind of get an arrow ready. But I'll be a fair distance behind them, just because I'm like very shaky.
Poor baby. When you described Maven, I was like, I'm going to permanently scar this character. I know I'm going to permanently scar this character.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything all right back there?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
You
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure nothing happens to you. Okay?
No, I can do it. I'm good. It's fine.
I believe you. So, are either one of you like magically inclined? I not.
Anyone cast magic? Yes.
You want to see what you can see on that top layer there, while me and Maeve stand guard.
Yes. I can see if there's any magic. I don't know what I'll find, but I will just do an Arcana check. Can I see or sense any magic around or to do with this room?
So just looking at the body in the glass casket, and it is glowing, it is illuminated, it is illuminating this room. You can see a very beautiful dark-haired woman. She is not breathing, her eyes are closed, but it does look like she is just resting. Her skin is just pristine. You can feel almost the power coming from this. You notice that the roots of this tree have followed into underneath this casket, almost like the tree has taken root from there. If you look around it all, you do see under the roots of the trees skeletons, a body almost fused with the tree. You see a corpse to your left. You do sense a magical energy, but you can't really tell anything else besides that.
There is not much besides what you can see. The tree is taking some form of energy from this human creature.
Nice energy? There's evil energy.
You would have to touch the casket and cast an Arcana check on that to see.
I will do just that. I will lay my claws upon the glass, and I rolled a 15 for Arcana.
Okay. So as you rest your hands on the glass, you feel almost a concussive force of energy hitting you. It seems almost like a healing energy is battling with a necrotic energy, fighting to take hold in this magic. And actually, as you press your hands on the glass, or your claws on the glass, you begin to open your magical awareness, and you begin to sense movement from the base of the tree. Two of the skeletons trapped underneath these roots begin to move slightly. Oh, moving the whole map. And two skeleton. Oh my gosh. Maybe if I can bring the skeletons to you, I will bring the skeletons to you. There we go. There's one bad boy.
Bring the skelly boys.
Bringing the skelly boys. And as they begin to kind of move, you hear the clicking of their bones trying to take shape fully. The form attached to the tree also begins to raise a hand at you. And you can roll for initiative.
Ah!
Yes.
Ah!
The Walking Dead.
Okay.
It's
I just.
weird, but it is a 9. I don't know why it did decimal.
I don't know why you have a decimal there. Did you
No,
have a
yeah.
+1 or a +2?
I have a
Plus
+1 for
0.12.
Yes, right? I'm looking in the actual settings of the player sheet to see if I can figure out what that's all about.
Let's see.
Because I don't know. I'm impressed by your .12. I think
Thank
it's
you.
really interesting. Alright, and I will...
I always try and shake it up.
You know, it's good. Alright, make sure I have that bad boy.
Yeah, your initiative bonus is 1.12.
Yeah, I don't know how to change it. Like, I can't
Just-
go in and...
You can go, if you go to, what is it? Go to attributes and abilities and scroll down till initiative bonus and then mess with it.
I rolled 2 natural 20s.
That looks legit too.
Why did I roll 2 nat 20s? I got my nat
Because
20s
we're all
out of-
gonna die in the
got my-
first combat.
I got my 2 nat 20s out of the way, guys. So you don't have to worry. I've done all of them. So we're all good. If it helps, Maven's still higher on the turn order.
+7 initiative.
+7 initiative. And I don't have the layer for the roll 20. Let's see if I can just kind of falsely add it. And we can maybe shrink this a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be too small for the screen. But we can maybe just turn order off.
Ah, I fixed it.
Did you fix it? Do you want to re-roll your initiative?
I mean, we can just leave it as a 9 and round it down. I'm not too picky.
Okay, that's fine.
The .12 is your frog.
I can live with it.
The .12
Oh,
is...
definitely.
Alright, we'll do it
Ruby
that
putting in
way.
the work.
Alright, and Maven, already terrified, has an arrow knocked as 2 skeletal figures in what seems to have once been a female face with fungal growth growing over it, tears almost frozen in her face, begin to move towards your companions. What would you like to do?
Okay. How far away are they?
They are. Let's see if this is accurate.
Oh.
35.
Oh yeah,
40 feet away?
they're definitely in range.
I like the way you
Um.
said that.
Longbows have a ridiculously long range, so I'm just like, as long as they're not like 160 feet, then I should be fine. So hold on. Oh boy. Boomstalkers have a weird first turn, so I gotta pull this up. Okay. So I'm going to take take one attack at one skeleton.
Okay.
Oh shoot. How do I roll for attack and roll 20?
I think you just do you have it saved in your little weapon area?
Oh yeah, I do. Okay.
Just click it. It should work. Okay, so that is a 10. A 10, I believe, misses. So your first arrow misses. Your hand is shaky. You are so nervous. You've definitely heard of skeletons moving, but you've never actually seen a walking skeleton.
Okay, and I'm gonna take just because I can shoot. Does that second attack depend? Nope. I can take an additional weapon attack no matter if I hit or miss. So I'm gonna take another attack.
Okay. Okay. So the 11 does strike.
Okay. And that is. Wait a minute. Do I still click the? I'm clicking things.
If you click in chat where it says longbow, there's an option to click on it, and that will do damage for you.
Okay. Oh, and then I get an extra D8.
Okay.
Oh! 17 piercing damage.
So your arrow flies into this creature, and in one hand it is holding what looks to be a small sword, in the other hand looked to be perhaps a dagger. But the arm with the dagger is just absolutely blown off. You see bits of sharded rib cage falling to the ground, and this creature kind of seems to have lost its balance and is just hanging in by a thread. Is there anything else you can do for your turn, my dear?
Muted.
You're muted, my dear, in Zoom.
How high are the stairs? Is there any way I can hide behind the stairs and then pop up and shoot, or are they too tall?
The stairs are not very high. They're kind of more like wide steps. I'd say if you ducked, the top of your head would still be visible, unless you laid flat and went prone.
I'm not gonna go prone, but I'm gonna be over here and I'm just gonna squat.
Okay.
Actually, right over there.
All right, beautiful. The two skeletons, clearly not the brightest creatures. They just know they've been attacked, and they know that they are to attack. So one of them comes shambling over to E. This one is the one that looks to be on its last bones, so to speak. With all it's left is its short sword. It does swing. Does a 10 hit?
Does not.
It seems to have lost all of its balance in this. But the other one becomes shambling now towards the hands on the glass. And it does attempt to hit Koroko with a short bow. Does a 13 hit you, my dear?
You're muted.
I have to be able to tell you that it does not hit me.
Wonderful. So neither of them have hit. These boys don't quite know what they are doing. This other creature, though, very strange. You can tell whoever this thing was, it was not alive when it started moving towards you. But slowly, this plant-like zombie begins to shamble towards E, and does hit with vines. Vines seem to sprout from its chest. It makes an airy almost like it's hurting itself as it does this. But it swings with vines. Does a 21 hit?
Let me check. Yeah.
Just gotta check. It hits you for 4 damage.
Oh no.
I know. Be ready for it. And then it once again swings at you with the vines for a 10.
Miss me with that.
All right. That brings it to Koriko.
Absolutely. Question. I'm just looking it up now. The actual damage that a poison would do, or if it just inflicts the poison. The thing, like the status condition.
Anyone know that when it comes to just basic poison, right?
Yes.
Basic poison, I believe, does 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Oh, it has to make a DC 10 Constitution save, or
Okay.
takes 1d4. So, are you shooting it with your?
I will. I'm going to pop the cork off the top and dip a few of my ammunition and use a blowgun
Okay.
to fire a poison dart.
At which creature?
I am going to actually fire. No, I'll just do the one right in front of me. I think that's the smartest idea.
Okay.
So that's. Does a natural 20 hit?
A natural 20 does hit. Oh yeah, I forgot it only does. You know, we're for the sake of the fact that you're using a blow dart as your main weapon in the game, I forgot to tell you this sooner, but we're gonna do it as a D4.
Oh, okay.
Because it just doesn't feel even remotely fair to make you just do 1 damage. So if you want to roll 2d4 then for that damage, that's more than fine.
We'll do that. And that is 6 plus.
Alright.
I think I have Dex attached to that. I don't know if that's the proper stat.
I believe so. That's what they use for most ranged weapons. We'll say you just have special darts. I'm sure you're prepared to hunt. So when you shoot the arrow, the dart into the creature, it seems that the poison takes no effect, as it is already dead. But
That makes sense.
it does take the 6 damage.
Okay. I believe that is all I'm going to do for now.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That is
Okay, we're good.
Eunice's turn. All right, Casey, what are you going to do to me?
Okay, so you guys know how it looks when you're playing with a cat, and the cat suddenly realizes that it's time to play, and its pupils become dilated to the size of saucers right before it strikes. That's what happens to Eunice. She plunges her hands down into her pants, pulls out these knives, and rages.
Beautiful.
And with my action, I am going to go for the kneecap of the one that's not a skeleton, some kind of weird half fungus thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll go for that one.
Okay.
And I am so unconcerned about these guys that I'm going to do so recklessly.
Oh, excellent.
13.
13 does hit.
That is 11 slashing.
Ooh. Excellent. So as you slash at the kneecaps of this creature, it seems that you go from like vines to muscle tendons to vines to... There seems to no longer be bones there, but it seems that as you slash at the vines, this parasite within this body begins to desperately try to grow back in its place. But it is having trouble based on where you have clawed it. You have definitely smacked that thing. Very good.
Wonderful. That's it for me.
All right. That brings us back to Miss Maven.
Okay, so first things first, I forgot I'm a ranger. So I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on the vine, not the skeletons, the other one. And then I'm going to pop up, cast it, and then take an arrow at it.
And what does
Let me-
Hunter's Mark do again?
Let me look.
Can you post it in chat?
Oh yeah, I can, I think. Let me just play around. I have so many windows open.
Trust me, I understand.
Okay, there we go. Cast at what level? Submit. There we go. Did it show up?
Yep.
And then I'm gonna take a shot.
Extra 1d6. All right. So it looks like your shot misses. It seems that the vines and the ivy on this creature just begin to like shift around, and it makes another noise, almost like it's trying to breathe air that it can't seem to find, but it does dodge your attack.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be sad about that and pop back down.
All right, it brings it.
Go good, kid!
Doing great!
I'm trying!
The two skeletons will make separate attacks. The first one, swinging at Eunice once again, does a 19 hit.
That'll hit.
We'll do just the 5. That plus 3 is for the nat 20 over there. So you take 5 damage from that one.
Halved for raging is
We'll
2.
go, yeah, down to 2. The other one will once again swing at Koriko for another 10. And a 10 still doesn't hit, I'm guessing.
Sorry, no, it doesn't hit.
The ivy creature, I'm sorry, Eunice, you are the closest thing to it.
No, please bring it.
Hit me more!
Yes.
It is going to swing its vines at you once again. The first
That hits.
one hits for 8 damage. And the second one, a 12.
That does not hit.
Alright, so you take the 4 damage because it's halved.
All right.
And that brings it to Koriko once again.
I'm going to use a fun skill called Craft Magic, and this is the description. As an action, may curse a creature within 60 feet with unspeakable pain.
Oh, wow.
Target a Constitution saving throw and take 2d6 psychic damage, and affected by 1 level of exhaustion.
Interesting.
On the Vine Lady,
We can call her the Ivy Zombie. That is her
the Ivy is
title. She will attempt to make a con save.
I believe it's against a 13. It's not big. Oh, she definitely passes that con save. And it is, I believe it fizzles. It does not take half the damage.
It seems that this creature is already in agonizing pain, so your attempts to thwart it with more pain is just, it is not happening for her today. She is nothing but pain. Is there anything else you can do as a bonus action or anything?
Yes, indeed. I will point my finger at Eunice and cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
Ooh.
A 1d4 plus 3, I think. Yes.
Alright, so you get 6
Yeah.
points of healing, Eunice. Very good.
Thank
Always
you.
good to have a few heals in the thing. Also, this is just a rule that we do in a lot of our games, so I'm going to follow it here. It is a bonus action to take a healing potion, but it is an action to feed someone a healing potion. So keep that in mind for future combat. If a comrade falls and you want to heal them with a healing potion, it will be your action. But if you need to take a healing potion, it will be a bonus action. Just for future reference. And if Koroko's turn is done, it brings it back to Eunice.
We're gonna attack recklessly again.
Oh, yeah.
16. That'll.
16 hits.
Mhm.
Is this for the Ivy Zombie?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So
Excellent.
that's 7 slashing.
Beautiful.
And then with my offhand again. For 14.
All right. That also hits.
And that is another 7 slashing.
Beautiful.
And that is me done.
Beautiful. You've begun to hack and slash. There's like mushrooms falling off this creature, flowers.
Yeah, if there are like vines starting to creep towards me, I'll get
Right.
those too.
It's like,
Just
"Ooh, gross, no.
Yeah.
Yes, as this creature is trying to weed its way towards you, you are thwarting it at every turn.
A vine just.
Because it's made of vines.
That brings it to the top of the turn order, and it brings us to Maven.
Gonna try shooting at it again. I promise I'll hit something.
Who are you aiming for, the Ivy Zombie or the skeleton?
Yeah, the one that I hunters marked.
Excellent.
Come on.
You definitely shoot this time.
Hey, okay.
Successful arrow.
So, okay. 8 piercing plus 1d6.
Okay.
So that's 10 piercing.
So how do you kill it?
Oh, I was not prepared for that. Maven pops up and goes, "E, move your head!" And just boom. And then when the arrow hits, there's like a spark of like sort of purple bluish energy that kind of comes around it from the hunter's mark, and it just sort of, and just like 2 smaller arrows just kind of and burn into it.
Excellent. The vines begin to just fall off this creature, and bits of what human used to be left just fall apart, and it seems to just split in two almost onto the ground. And you have successfully killed our first monster on the Old Faith. There are plenty more where that came from, but you have done so good so far. But let's not cheer quite yet, because now it is the skeleton's turns.
Wait, as a bonus action, can I move the hunter's mark to
Oh, absolutely.
the other one?
Yes, you can.
The one that's still alive.
Yes, you can.
Yay!
And the ones that are still alive seem completely uncaring that their comrade has fallen. They don't care. Zombies and skeletons don't seem to care much about anyone. The first one swings to Eunice for a 15.
That'll hit. Yep.
Does it have advantage on you because you were raging?
Yes, it does, because I was recklessly
Oh,
attacking.
recklessly attacking, yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so it is a 16 then to hit. So it would be the 5, drop down to 2. The second one, once again, oh, that was the, wow, that's fine. The other one swings once again. This time, Koroko, a 23, does it hit you?
That does hit me.
All right, I knew I'd eventually get to hit you. All right, and that is 4 piercing. And it looks like Wu-Tang Piglet has brought us over the edge. We have our first divine favor.
Nice.
Yes. We will roll that just right now. 1d3. So it is a 3. And if we look at who we have in the order, that is Maven. Maven, you do have the first divine favor. If you would like to roll a d6,
Okay, cool.
it is all you. So you
I did it.
rolled a 3. Let me take a second to remember which one that is.
I rolled a 3. I thought I rolled a 5.
Oh, did you roll a 5? I'm blind. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Let me pull that up real quick. Where is it? Perhaps. See if we can pull it up right here. So for divine favor, oh, that's a mess. Number 5 is, oh yeah, it is right there, 5, right in front of my face. That is supernatural protection. You have a guaranteed success on any one saving throw. And you can hang on to that for as many episodes as you want. You can use it immediately. That is something just for you to hang on to. I will get you a copy of this for everyone for future games. But just remember, you have a guaranteed success. Thank you to everyone who's been donating. Sorry, I've been bad at watching chat. I'm still learning how to make the technology work, but I'll make sure to go through and thank all once we're on break.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay! All right, so that is perfect. The skeletons have attacked, and it is now Koriko's turn.
Wonderful. Being as those two people, or undead, are in a line in front of me, I'm going to cast this. Oh, DC's 13 Dex save. It's Acid Splash. Acid Splash can target up to 2 creatures if they're within 5 feet of each other, so they both have to make a Dex save of 13.
Okay, let's see how dexterous the undead are. Looks like I don't have a saving throw save for them, so I'll just do dex checks. One fails quite pitifully, and the other one also fails quite pitifully. The one in the back near Eunice, it begins to melt. It seems that the amount of acid on the open marrow spots of the bones begin to rot it, and it comes crumbling into a pile at Eunice's feet. 2 down, 1 to go. And
I'm going to use my bonus action to use...
Gosh, I'm so excited.
Will it cast it? Hungry Jaws.
Hungry Jaws.
Yes. As a bonus action, I can bite a creature and gain temporary hit points equal to my Constitution modifier back.
I love lizard folk.
So I'm going to
That's so
go
cool.
and take a big chunk out of the nearest or last undead that's
Beautiful.
standing. That is, I believe I still have to make a d20 roll for that.
Yeah, just roll a d20. Do you get
That
it?
is a 4.
So as you...
There is, I think, it's probably strength, so it'd be a 6, not very much.
Yeah, so as you try to chomp on it, there is no meat to feed on, and it seems to not work to your liking.
Maybe that's for the best.
Maybe it's for the best.
Come
I don't
on,
think
some of
it's
that
very
good, kind of like a giant lizard dog, just kind of chewing on some bones. Delicious.
You don't know where that's been.
Get it out of your
In
mouth!
any
Spit it out
case.
now!
Spit it out, spit it out, spit it out.
Gross. In any case, that is my entire turn.
Amazing. Gosh, I've never gotten to play with a lizard folk before, so I'm so excited. Hungry Jaws. All right, that brings it down to Eunice.
I don't feel the need to be very reckless anymore, so I'm not going to.
Okay.
We're just gonna take a swipe. A
Excellent.
kind of half-hearted, lazy swipe. With a 23.
Half-heartedly,
The most
just
half-hearted.
claws
Yeah.
right into it. Right.
That's 7 slashing.
All right, 7.
Mhm.
And that's it. That kills it. Do you dismember it in any special way?
Can I
You can.
take it? Thank you. I'm gonna take it apart initially, like probably through the spine, so that whatever magic was holding it together has a really hard time doing so anymore.
Firm.
And then I'm going to do one of those breakdance moves, windmill, where you go up on your hand with your feet in the air, and I'm gonna kick one of the skull across the room, and it's gonna shatter across the wall, and I'm gonna come back down.
Beautiful. Excellent. So as this skull just turns to dust against the wall, the room begins to grow silent once again. The only remaining sounds is the sound of the heavy breathing of combat. And I think that's where we will take our break. So thank you so much, chat. Thank you for everyone hanging out with us. Thank you, guys. Let's go get some snacks and some water, and we will be right back. So don't go anywhere. Bye.
Bye.
And hello, everyone! We are back. I've got cameras running away from me. They always have these screens just running off. I will figure that out eventually. But, yes, we have come back. We've come back from combat. We have survived our first combat scenario. Why is everyone's faces everywhere? We'll figure this out one day. Today's not the day. Technology is not my... I have the technological knowledge of, like, your grandma. Everyone think of your grandma or a grandma that you know. And I want you to think of me whenever I use the computer, because that's about my skill level. I found out what cycling the internet meant about 2 weeks ago. I think turning it off and turning it back on again is plainer English, so we should use things like that for people like me. But it's fine. There are 2 Zeldas. Zelda, how did you end up on my screen twice?
Magic? This is a world full of magic.
So nice, we had her twice.
That I was supposed to use.
She invoked duplicity.
We will do that. Beautiful. All right, excellent. So, you are now in a very, very quiet tomb. The body is still there, glowing that pure energy. But other than that, it seems to be quite quiet in here.
I'm gonna poke at the body with my boot tip. Like, Kuruka, I don't think they like that. Whatever you did.
That was acid. I assume that it affects all creatures the same.
That too. I was talking more about touching the coffin.
Oh,
Thing that
yes.
made everything happen there.
Maybe not trying that again would be a good idea. Or maybe it would. Would you like to try?
I wouldn't mind.
Gestures.
I touched the coffin.
You place your hand on the coffin and you feel the pulsating energy from this body's coffin. But nothing seems to climb from the trees. No ghosts, no demons, no apparitions appear. It seems that whatever was here to guard it is now dead at your feet.
Maven's still looking over the edge of the stair like,
Is it still...
They are all gone now. You don't have to hide anymore.
kind of still shrinks back down a little.
I will let you hold the frog.
I'm okay.
Okay, and I put it back on my head.
So, why did those asshats come in here? You know, what were they after? Well, did they do this? Is this did they corrupt this place? Is that what happened? 'Cause I don't think that this was like this before. I've never gone in here, but don't think that was right.
Well, when I touched the glass, I sensed both necrotic and radiant energy. There was tampering, maybe? Corruption? Desecration?
You guys know how to make stuff clean again? Do we have to burn it?
I would not recommend burning the source of energy for this forest.
Maybe we can talk to it. Hello. Thunk, 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 thunk.
You thunk on it, and whatever is dead in there does not seem to rise, does not seem to meet your glance. It seems to be just a large glass coffin that you would perhaps open up from the front. It's just a one paneled coffin. She's wearing all dark brown robes that seems to have like leaves, twigs. It's very natural, but it also looks like it's made from the finest silks. She is holding a small scepter in her hands to her heart. Her eyes are closed. She has what seems to be fresh flowers in a crown above her head.
Is there like a main route that enters underneath this coffin?
Yes, I would say, let's see if I can click it here for you. Right here, it seems that a root has pulled its way up underneath.
I'm going to try and cast Lesser Restoration
Okay.
and try and channel it through this route and see if I can get it to do anything, really.
Okay. All right. So, as you use your healing energies on this root, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh. Good thing I might be good at those. Not good in roll, but that's a massive 6.
It is. And while doing this, you seem to feel this negative energy fighting back at you, and you take 12 points of psychic damage.
That hurts, and I am actually going to take a potion of healing in response to that. Luckily, I have ones that I made.
You do. You have the 2 that you made.
They do extra healing because I made them.
That is true. You did make them.
Regular healing potions do 2d4?
Mhm.
So it'd be 3d4. I rolled very low for those as well.
You did, but you gained half of your healing back, which is good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if nothing, it was a learning experience.
What just happened?
It's corruption of some sort. I tried to purify,
Oh.
and whatever is corrupting it did not like what I was doing.
Oh, if we can't fix it like that, maybe we should sever it.
Prostitute, are you okay? Okay.
Yeah, Maven, you come here. You come here and you help us. You look at this.
Okay.
This thing over here just hurt Kuroko real bad. What'd you think?
Well, that's not good.
Should we break it? What's the worst case scenario?
Well, the tree, it's the Archdruid's tree, right? I don't think we should cut it, but we should find whatever's causing this and then get rid of that.
There is
Alright,
a
well.
question. Is the Archdruid angry, or is it something corrupting it from the outside? It might be upset that someone has desecrated this area.
Like, maybe we should just remove the bodies and clean it up.
It would be a start.
I'm willing to try that.
Okay.
I'll just take Fribby off my head and put him on the glass of the coffin, and pick up. Can I ping that? Just the body to the left of that coffin.
This one right here?
Did you ping it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. Sorry, I have 2 roll 20s. I keep using one. That one right there.
That's the one. Yes.
All right.
I will just bring it up the stairs.
Okay. So you take the body of what seems to just be a young elven man, young in elven terms, but young adult. He is holding what seems to be hedge clippers, like he was taking care of this tree. You also see he has a very large hole from belly button to chest. It looks like it stopped right at the sternum line. It seems that much of his innards has fallen outward once you try to maneuver him. But you are strong enough to pick him up and move him out of the room.
Is there
Maybe.
any way I can look at the vine zombie?
what kind of way do you want to look at it?
I want to see if I can identify what sort of creature it was. Just so I can get a better idea of what might be affecting the tree.
Okay. What kind of role? Tell me what kind of role you want to do, so I can kind of think of how I can describe it to you.
I think for me, it'd probably be survival.
Okay.
Just see how that goes. Not great.
You know a lot about hunting, about surviving. It seems that this body has not been dead for very long. It seems that whoever this person was, they were probably alive at least, or at the most, a week ago. It could have been as recent as 3 days ago, or just a few hours. It's hard to tell. What it looks like is some sort of something had very quickly taken over it. It doesn't seem to be attached to the tree in any way, though it was hiding attached to the tree. It seems that that's just where it had sat itself, and these vines had taken root. But something exterior had created this from inside of whoever this once was. You do see in the parts of the body that is still human, there is a small necklace around its neck. It's wearing a pentacle necklace. You would assume probably that this person was once part of the circle.
Okay. And do I know what type of creature, like in terms of monstrosity, plant?
You're thinking it was an undead creature that
Okay.
had died and had come back.
Cool. I would like to take okay, well, I don't got a dagger, but I got a short sword, so I would like to try and take a little sample of one of the vines.
Okay, that's fine. When you cut off one of the vines, it almost seems to be moving still
Mhm.
past death in your
No,
hand.
no. Just kind of chop it up a little more. Stop. Stop.
Eventually, it's small enough to where you can't quite tell if it's moving,
It's fine.
but you do have a small piece of this vine.
I want to show that to Kokoro later. Koroko later.
Does Koroko continue just to remove the bodies?
With the first body that I take out, I'm actually going to look at the wound and see if there's anything unusual about it. Anything besides it just being some long, piercing sternum wound or stomach wound.
While looking around on this body and investigating it, it's pretty easy to tell that this person was actually stabbed from behind and the weapon was raised. Other than that, it just looks like someone had come into this room and killed a man, stabbed him in the back.
While they're examining their respective bodies, can I take a look around the room and kind of just see if there's anything that we're not seeing, maybe like a hidden passageway or something?
Of course. Are you just gonna do a general investigation of the entire room?
Yeah.
Okay, just roll me an
Start somewhere.
investigation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's an 11.
Okay, an 11. So you begin to peer around, starting around the casket. You do realize that the casket is unlocked. It is just simply shut. You begin to look at the walls. It seems extremely threadbare. You don't know much about what the circle does in their spare time, but you feel like it's pretty fucking bland in here. Like, if you were gonna die and were going to get an entire room for yourself, you would have wanted something a lot fucking better.
Okay, all right.
The only
So
thing that's nice is the coffin itself.
I'm starting to get a little bit irritated and exasperated that I can't find where all the connections are, any connections are. So I'm just going to last ditch effort, flip open that coffin.
So when you flip open the coffin, the entire room is just filled with light. It is absolutely blinding. Everyone stops what they're doing because they no longer see the room ahead of them. Instead, they're kind of pulled back into a vision of sorts.
Hear this?
Sorry, chat. It was important that Zelda put into Zoom chat that Fribby was on the coffin.
frog flying.
Hopefully,
just
like
launched
a
my
climb on the
child.
wall tree frog.
Well, what happened to Fribby? I'm dying now.
We'll find out. We'll find out, I guess.
You just do this very small oops.
Oops, plop. But you are all brought back to a moment that Eunice finds familiar, though in a different situation. This seems to be before Eunice had found the tomb. You see in the front area 2 druid guards standing over the teleportation circle. Arrows beginning to fly, magic missiles shooting through the air. You see about 7 or 8 hooded figures, all in red robes, demanding something of the first guard, not the one that Eunice saw still alive, demanding them to open the circle to the Temple of the Druids, an argument coming back and forth. And then one creature, still in a red cloak, but with 2 large horns going above his head, places his hand on the face of this druid, and it slowly begins to burn at his flesh, and it collapses. Once it collapses, it's still, the druid is still clearly alive, and then is swiftly taken out by multiple stab wounds from other seemingly gleefully vicious red-cloaked wearers, while the horned creature gets to work on opening the circle itself. During that time, 3 members go down into the tomb, and you see a very gruesome attack on 3 very innocent druid folk. 2 older human women and 1 young elven man, just absolutely slain. And you see the woman that Eunice saw cower down as she takes a stabbing blow and feigns death. And all you can hear is the cacophony of a screaming woman going, "Help my family!" And then everything returns back to normal. Everyone is very shooken, dizzy. You hear a croak of a very upset frog, and you seem to be back into the tomb as it was in the time that it is.
Vin's gonna pull up her hood over her horns. She feels very bad for some reason.
There's a guilt. Horn guilt.
Yeah, did I just go tripping? Or, I mean, did you guys see that?
Magic does things. Sometimes.
So did you see it? Okay, good. Sometimes it's magic, sometimes it's you know.
Pat Maven on the back. You don't have to hide it. They're as natural as the words around us. And pick up my distressed toad.
Fribby looks extremely distressed. Fribby looks like Fribby was thrown on the ground and then was also forced to watch a humanoid vision that Fribby was not prepared for. Fribby's just like, oh.
Oh shit, sorry. Your frog was there, wasn't it?
Seems very just sad frog moment. Needs a little bit of comforting. Do you keep the case open or did you slam it shut?
It's still open.
So it is still beginning to pour out with light. Whoever this woman is, she's still very clearly dead. From the looks of it, she's not holding a scepter. When the glass is kind of faded, it seems that she's holding a mace to her chest.
Who's your family?
No response.
Dead. I don't think we saw anything that is new.
What did that one guy do? What was that? That looked familiar to either one of you?
wasn't there a body outside, half burned, I think? Was that them?
It's likely.
Did we examine it?
No.
Let's go do it. Let's go do that.
Okay.
All right.
Doing great.
Do you want me to move the screen back to the outside?
I'm gonna pick up one of the other bodies on my way out, and
Carry it out.
Also close the coffin before.
Yeah, I
we
was gonna say,
actually
I
dig. Yeah.
just quietly shut the coffin.
When the coffin closes, the light begins to pour again. The mace once again looks like a glowing scepter. And the body remains.
We're very quiet. Sorry.
Sorry. Knock knock. All right.
Sorry. And then just follow everyone out, but still kind of trailing behind. Not happy.
Sad. All right.
Even not happy.
We'll say that you moved the bodies out here, but I'm not going to pull out those token corpses for you, Korko. We'll say you just plopped them out here somewhere.
I'll just set them so that they're not laying on the ground, but just like propped up, back against something. Maybe the staircase on the side, but
Okay.
Do we recognize any of the bodies as the one who yelled help?
None of the bodies. It seems that the voice that screamed into your mind was not any of the people. It seemed to be like an external force, just trying to reach out. It felt like the person screaming was speaking to you individually.
Uncomfy.
And then this body right here is the one that you saw. From what you saw, the people came in from this direction and from, if you go down here, this direction by the stairwell. The majority of them came from this stair area, but the horned creature kind of came from right here.
As we're walking out, I'm gonna be like, that mason there looked pretty fancy. Is that something that you think they could have been after, and maybe there was magic protecting it and they couldn't get it? I don't imagine, because if they couldn't get it, they'd probably still be here, right?
likely they'd be here, or their bodies would be.
Or they found what they're looking for and it's already gone.
I can't even find any traces of anything that looks like it could be missing or anything, though.
I still think that what they were doing here was corruption. They were focused on destroying something.
I'm gonna show Baroko the tiny piece of like wriggly vine to be like, this was the part of the thing that was attacking us. I know you're good with plants. Do you know what it is?
I will take it from her. I will put like my claws into the pieces of it and examine it as best I can to see it.
Okay. Do you want to do an herbalism or a nature check?
Herbalism is
You can
medicine,
either,
right?
you can do medicine, nature, or one of those two. Or like if you want to pull out your herbalism kit and check it out.
That is a
Nature.
24 nature.
So whatever this vine is, it seems to come from a magical source. It seems to be extremely parasitic. From what you can gather, it seems like someone probably casted some sort of spell on this body once alive, maybe perhaps some sort of way, and it seems to have come in through like the mouth and lung region and grow out into the body, killing it and taking it over. And it still wriggles beneath your fingers, almost like it's searching.
Thank you. It explains what those creatures are.
What are
So-
they?
Well, this, and I'm gonna stuff it in the vial that I had healing, the one that I drank, and cork it, and just hold it up as it moves. This is a parasite. It is like tapeworm goes into your body, and when you die, it takes you over.
Bleh.
Can we find where they came from?
I could try to. I don't know if I can find signs of where they came from. If I see more, I could possibly see like where it originated.
Talking about the parasite, or are you talking about the people?
The parasite. This is. Unless you of the Dreadwood know more about what this is something up your alley?
Do I have any inkling about anything regarding this?
So what you would know about the magics and the plant life in the Dreadwood is within the Dreadwood there are things that do not exist anywhere else in the Flyness. Even some of the greatest botanists, scientists, and magic users in the world will probably never come across every single thing that comes in here. You can't think of anyone on the top of your head who has ever used this kind of magic or kind of attack before, but you do understand how parasites work, so it's probably in your mind one of those things that, oh, it's the Dreadwood. You never know.
Welcome to the Dreadwood, ladies. I don't know. No, not really. Other than it is.
Well, it was worth asking.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is okay. At least we know that, we hope that it wasn't some kind of weapon that they used. Whatever those red-cloaked figures are.
You've looked at that mace that the lady was. Do you think she was the one who was talking to us?
Yeah. She was the one. I think she was the one that's saying, save my family. It's her family.
I wonder what that mace did. I wonder why they kept it hidden and why they made it look like a scepter. Because I feel like a scepter is more powerful than a mace. So
What?
a scepter, it's magic, or it's powerful. It was glowing.
The mace has spikes.
But there's magic, so I don't. A mace is just a spiked ball.
Whoosh. We come from two different worlds, you and I. Well, you want to go check it out?
No, but I will if no one else does.
I'll go with you. I'll be there with you.
Oh, I'll go do that very unhappily.
All right, so is Koroko coming with?
You don't have to switch to the other screen.
Okay, so are we splitting the party then, essentially? Is Koroko staying out here?
I don't really have anything to do out here, but I can sit at the top of the stairs and make sure nothing else comes in.
Okay.
I'll keep an earshot.
So you make your way back into the place where you saw your first major battle, Maven. The first fight of your life. The first true battle. It is still dark and there is still blood everywhere, but there's almost comfort in the glowing corpse. And as you peel open the coffin again, flinching in fear that another vision may come, you are safe. Nothing comes at you, you hear nothing, nothing tries to attack you. It is just you, Eunice, and the corpse.
Okay. Can I look at the mace?
It is approximately this size. It's got a small handle and then just a ball on top with spikes. The spikes almost look like enlarged rose thorns. You can see, peeking from the bottom of her hand where the handle is, it is wrapped up with very fine leathers. It is glowing. It seems to have an energy about it, but other than that, it's just a very ornate mace, as far as you can tell from looking at it.
I'm gonna get really close to the corpse's face and be like, "Hi. So were you the one who gave us the vision?"
I think I tried that already.
You yelled at it.
I spoke in my regular tone.
You still yelled at it.
I'll work on that.
Okay. Hi. Do you mind if I look at your mace thing, please?
She does not respond.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch it. I would just like to, without touching it, I guess do an Arcana check. What would that be?
Are you checking to see if it has like any magical properties, or?
I just want to know what's so special about it. It seems like a weird thing to be buried with.
I would say do a religion check.
Oh no. I'm not good at that.
I mean, if you want to try and.
No,
use
I'm gonna
Venus
do
to
it,
help
but
you,
we'll see what happens.
If
But
Venus helps you with it, you can get an advantage on it.
I'd be happy to help.
So we'll use a 12.
still not great.
From what you can tell, based on everything in the situation, it seems that this is the Archdruid's weapon. It seems like this is the weapon that was often used by the Archdruid. You can't tell if it's something of great significance or not. I mean, she was buried with it, so you would believe it's something that was probably often held on her, probably just significant to her.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna take it then.
What if what do you know about Imanara's weapons? Does she have like magical weapons? Like this is obviously magical, but do you think that it could like have passive cleansing powers or whatever we need in order to get this disease out of here or anything?
I don't know much. I know she has a dagger for ceremonies, but I've never had to see her fight.
Maybe it's worth
You
picking.
can ask Koroko. She's been in the circle longer than I have.
Kuroko!
Yes?
Do you think it's worth trying to mess with the mace to see if it can heal the tree?
Do you know what it does?
Not at all!
It's the special weapon, like Imanara's dagger thing, I think.
I'm just gonna go down the stairs.
Alright.
Hello. Did you want me to take a look at it, or?
I don't know as much as you probably do about Archdruid traditions, so I guess we were wondering if ceremonial weapons have certain qualities, if you knew that based on stuff you've seen.
Ceremonial weapons can have their own powers, of course. I don't know if this one has what we need, but I can take a look to see if it has anything that may help this area or us in the search.
What would we like to do, ladies?
You are muted, Bree, if you're talking.
Am I still quiet? Hello?
There you are.
Hello, what would you like to do, ladies?
I would like to make possibly an Arcana check on this. See if I can discern what type of magic is attached to this item.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check.
That is a natural 20.
We know so many things.
Oh, amazing. All right, so with a 20, you are able to tell that this is a magical weapon, obviously. It seems to come from the School of Enchantment. Without picking it up and trying to attune to it, you're not entirely certain quite the level of power. But you do not believe that this is an end-all, be-all powerful creation.
Can I discern if it's like if it's like radiant or if it has any like, does it give off like a necrotic or a radiant or some sort of power on its own?
The school of magic that it uses, it's not like necromantic. It's not like radiant. It's some sort of like enchanting magic. Like perhaps it has like a spell stored in it. Perhaps it has some sort of like ability in there, but you're not entirely certain unless you pick it up.
Well, I can discern that it's probably safe to pick up. And if one of you would like to, I don't think anything bad would happen.
Maces aren't really my thing.
Not really mine either, but sure the lady's not gonna be mad?
No, she asked us to save her family,
Okay.
so she's probably willing to help us however she can in her current state.
I'm
Ain't
gonna
that
pick
right?
up the mace.
You pick up the mace and everyone dies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You pick up the mace, and whereas you would expect with the way she's holding on to it, there would be a form of resistance, there is none. You are able to easily pluck the mace from her hands, and they just go into a normal resting position, almost like the fingers move themselves into a resting position.
Hi, sorry. Hi, thank you, sorry. Hi. Okay. Okay. Well, now what?
Now I think you contemplate it for about an hour.
Oh, okay. I'll do that maybe when we're not surrounded by dead bodies.
It seems pretty safe. I mean,
But there's dead bodies.
well, welcome to the Dreadwoods.
I don't like that.
It's just a part of life.
I would say that Eunice would know that there is a small and safe place to camp, just a few miles into the woods, somewhere that you frequently camp, that campers frequently use. Normally the tents just stay up. It's normally used by druids, by people like Eunice, by just normal, less than just not unsavory folks often tend to camp in this place in the woods.
All right. I get that you don't like the decor. I get it. All right. I can take us to some place that we can chill out for about an hour or so. And if we want to, we can come back. It's not that far away.
Well, let's maybe pay respects to the ones that didn't make it, and then go.
Okay. You're talking about burying them? Or
I don't know if we have time, but
okay.
making sure they don't look bad.
Okay. We knew that.
So we're gonna go back outside and I guess start moving the bodies into like make them look more peaceful. That's what Maven's gonna try to do, but she's also just still kind of squeamish about it. So she's just like, eh.
Okay.
I believe there was one more body left in that room, which I will also bring out.
You bring the final body out of the room and you place it sitting somewhere safe. Maven, which body down here do you go to first? Do you go to the one that Eunice spoke to, or do you go to
The one with the face
that one.
melting.
So yeah, that's this one right here.
Okay. I'm gonna try and like arrange the limbs into like the same position that the druid inside was in. And while I'm doing that, I also want to see kind of what this whole situation was.
So it's clear that this person has a large handprint burned into their face. Far larger than a tiefling's, far larger than a lizard folk, far larger than definitely a halfling. Some sort of quite large beast. You don't quite understand why they burnt their face off, but as you kind of arrange their bodies into a more peaceful position, you do notice that this person is wearing very fine clothes. They don't look like they've been out here for very long. Perhaps, from what you could deduce, they probably have traveled from the circle and people take rounds watching the corpses here. He does have a small satchel on him, and he has a small short sword, but
I'm gonna feel guilty about this, but I'm gonna open his satchel and see what's inside.
okay. So there are some herbs, some food, and a note inside.
I will save the herbs for Koroko. I'll save the food for Eunice, and I'm gonna look at the note.
All right. So the note looks like it is from the circle. It is stating that this person is on turn to guard. It does have their name on there. Their name was Irvine.
Irvine.
He was told he was to watch out here for the next 3 days and to keep his eyes out because there is word of Scarlet Brotherhood members being seen in the area, and it is a top priority that they do not find the home of the druids.
Oh no.
What you got there?
I got you food.
Hey, okay. Let's what you got. What a couple kind.
I didn't look that hard. I got you herbs. Dead man's herbs.
Dead man herbs.
I'm gonna hand the herbs to Koroko. And gonna hold up the note and say, I think I found out who the red cloaks were.
Who?
Something called the Scarlet Brotherhood.
The enemy has a name.
So it says it's important that they don't find the home of the druids. I don't know if it's too late or not.
I think it's too late. This is the one that I knew about, anyways.
What about our home?
All of them.
Sorry, Eunice, you would know that this is just the tomb of the druids. If you go east, probably a few weeks travel, if you take all of the right steps, you would be able to find the very large temple in which the druids live.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I got confused. Some events did not occur where I thought they did.
No, you're
Got
totally
it.
fine. This
Cool.
is just a main burial ground for the druids, but there is another location where the largest amount of druids do come from.
Okay.
You would say there are about 50 members of the circle that you knew of the last time you were there, but you go there very rarely. And normally via teleportation, you've only traversed there once on your own.
Okay. I think I could guide us towards where I think they were last.
It was his job, so I'm going to point to Irvine, to watch out for this Scarlet Brotherhood and keep the home of the druids safe. I think we should start there.
Good call. All right, so I guess are we done here?
We're
Alright.
done here.
Okay. I'll we'll go do the camp thing first, kind of get our bearings. Just chill out for a sec.
Okay, I will teleport us there, but you will go up this stairwell. You will follow the path. The path does not last long, and it leads you into a forest grove. It is very late at night. Eunice, you are only able to get to this location for the sheer fact that you are used to these woods. You've traveled past it many a time. Actually, while traveling past this, you do cross a very familiar little tombstone that you would find very familiar. It is a small carving of a small woodland creature with large rabbit ears and a horn. It seems that while you were away, someone had created a proper burial for you.
I'm gonna stiff upper lip it as I walk by.
And you will make camp here in the middle of the Dreadwood. And that is where we will end our pilot episode of The Old Faith. Because
Woo!
I don't know how it happened, but time has flown by. And we are now at the end of our game.
Well done, everybody.
That was so much
I'm
fun.
Mhm.
so glad. We have
Thank you for
survived it.
mentally scarring Maven.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure there will be a lot less scarring in the future. I'm sure of it.
Sure.
I'm
We believe that.
so sure of it.
Uh-huh.
I swear to God, by the end, Eunice is going to just be like, earmuffs, and I'm going to put my hands over Maven's ears. Bad things.
If you just like someone covering eyes and ears, like hear no evil, see no evil. Because we know Maven won't speak any evil. It'll be more than fine. More than fine. You will keep her safe. I'm sure of it. Thank you so much to chat for hanging out with us for this episode. It has been super exciting. I will be in Discord Greyhawk Talk chat for probably a little bit after this if anyone wants to come hang out. But let's all give a round of applause for our wonderful cast of characters. Thank you guys so much for joining
And
me.
for our DM.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
you did a
you.
great
Thank
job.
you, guys.
Amazing.
Thank you. I'm so happy I was able to play with you guys. I'm so happy it was worth that week off. I'm so glad. If we want to go around the cast of characters, we can say your name, say where we can find you, and so we can continue to love you from here out. Casey, would you like to start?
Sure. I'm Casey. I'm known as Casey H, AECH, on the social medias. I'm usually found over on the Twitch channel Gratuitous RP. That's gratuitous like gratuitous, but gratuitous RP altogether. And you can find me over there on Sundays and Tuesdays.
Yay! Zelda. Zelda, where can we find you?
You can find me at Zelayanami on Twitch and Twitter. I don't stream much anymore because life is getting hectic, but you can find all the games that I'm in if you follow me on Twitter, which is like games right after this one on Scraticus' channel in like 2 hours, and then games on Tuesday on the RPG Lab, and so on and so forth. Lots of games. But yeah, that's the best way to figure out where I am is Twitter.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. 2 hours, guys. You hear that? We've got 2 hours to take a quick pee break and snack break. And we'll get right back into it and watch Zelda rock it. And our dear sweet Miss Mackenzie, where can we find you?
So you can find me at Mackenzie Lane DA on Twitter. And I also have a D&D actual play podcast called One on One. You can find that on Twitter at OneOnOneDND, as well as OneOnOneDND.com. It's a duet campaign, so it's just me, a single player, and a DM, and it's super fun. And I play a character who is the exact opposite of Maven. Very much a swearing, grumpy.
A hard ass.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And next week we will have our darling Fran joining us, our 4th member. I've come up with a few good ideas on how to bring her into the game, so that'll be very exciting. But I'm DM Bree, known as NPC Bree on Twitter. I run games. I play games here on the Greyhawk channel. I'm about to start a game on Scraticus Academy. I play on Encounter Roleplay. I play on Soulbear RPG. If you want to find more on that, just follow me on Twitter, where I spend, according to my phone, at least 6 hours a day. That was really troubling to find out, but that is that. And yeah, guys, we will see you in a little bit. We'll see you next time. And I'll see y'all on Greyhawk Talk for subscribers. But yeah, until then, don't let the Vine Forest monsters eat your brain. Bye, guys.
Bye.